What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Footy Fetish podcast with myself, Alfie, and Ollie.
Yo.
Welcome back, brother. Welcome back. How was your holiday to Spain?
It was good, mate.
España?
Very good. I was repping the Footy Fetish hoodie while I was there. Not today,
Love to hear it.
I was repping internationally. We've gone global, mate.
Seeing all our Spanish fans.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sure maybe there was one. Who knows? Might have one Spanish follower.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
but yeah, we're back to back to basically normal now after like a week off and then a hectic Tuesday podcast. We're back to previewing and reviewing and doing that good old Footy Fetish stuff. But yeah, we've got a big week in week 16 coming up. Sort of bigger games down the other end of the table, really.
Yeah.
With Brentford, Watford's obviously quite a big game for them, you know. Palace, Everton, that's a big game for us in the mid-table. Like, it's not really at the top of the table where they're battling out this week.
No, not really. It could be some interesting games, but yeah, like you say,
Could be an upset week. Could be an upset-filled weekend.
Exactly.
That'd be interesting. But yeah, we'll start with Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Obviously, Gerrard's returned to Anfield. His first time as manager, I believe. It should be his first time as manager coming back to Anfield.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did it under Rangers, but
I don't think so.
But yeah, obviously they've had a pretty good start. Villa won 2 of their 3 games, and their loss came to City. So fair play, not doing too bad. Where do they currently sit? They're currently sitting in 10th, which is obviously much better than where they were under Dean Smith. Crazy how it can change. Obviously Liverpool, as we know, continue to be on their hot form. Won their last 4 games, and just look to be rolling teams at the moment. Had a good Champions League win on Tuesday against Milan, I think it was.
Yeah, 2-1, I believe.
I remember, Tuesday, I think it was. 2-1. Was it Kyle Morton? Is that his name?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he had a good game. Youngster coming on for him. Starting actually at San Siro. That's a big bit of news for him. But there's a few injuries we've got, Ollie, before we discuss this. Roberto Firmino's got a thigh injury. Curtis Jones, as we know, has got a head injury. And B. Elliott, obviously, he's got his ankle. Villa, on the other hand, Traore out with a thigh injury. Danny Ings is injured. I just thought he was not playing. I didn't realise he was actually injured.
Yeah.
But he's picked up a thigh injury. Matt Target is a big loss for them, and Leon Bailey again is.
He cannot stay fit at the moment.
No, he cannot. It's quite a shame, to be honest. But should be an interesting game. I think. I don't know. I don't see Villa winning this game.
No.
I think they could put up a nice fight, but Liverpool, obviously, the way they are, they're definitely going to want to. I'd be surprised. I mean, imagine Liverpool fans want to win this game, but I imagine to what degree do they want to win it?
Yeah, exactly. Liverpool have been on pretty good form ever since the West Ham game, essentially.
Yeah, they've been on hot form, but they look, Mo Salah and Mane look fantastic. Trent's having a great season. Thiago's having a pretty good run of games, to be fair. He did miss Corker against Wolves, but you know what it is. Divock Origi sort of picked up some form again, I guess, off the bench.
Scoring another clutch goal. Yeah,
an unbelievable finish as well, so fair play to him. But yeah, do you think Villa have any chance in this?
Not a chance to win, I don't think. At very best, they might be able to scrape a draw, but I think that'd have to be some more sort of exceptional circumstances, really. I don't really think they've got too great of a chance to do it. No, especially because it's at Anfield as well.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at since. So when did he come in? He came in for the Palace game, didn't he, Gerrard? So yeah, they beat us 2-1, lost to City 2-1, and then just beaten Leicester 2-1. So 2-1 could be the play here if you're betting that. It'd be interesting because they got Norwich coming up after this, then Burnley. So that's 2 big weeks where they could pick up another 3 points. If they can get an upset against Liverpool, that'd be another 9 points. That'd take them to 28, which obviously, depending on how things go, could put them right into like the top 6, top 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. Sure. I mean, I can't see Villa being that great, surely, for the rest of the season. Although I think we did have them to be quite high in our pre-season table.
Yeah, well, yeah, lots happened sort of between now and then. I think we didn't think that. What's it called? We thought Everton were going to do awfully, and obviously they've been a bit of a mixed bag. So
that's true.
I think there's been a couple of teams that we've predicted maybe done to do a little bit better than they actually have. But I think that they're on the right track. Don't get me wrong. I think they've definitely got a lot more about them now. Gerrard's come in, so you'd like to think that they'll do well. I think we both said before we both quite like Villa. I think that they're a good team.
Definitely.
There's not really too much to dislike about them, really.
No, definitely not. I don't. Yeah, I mean, unless you're a West Brom fan or a Birmingham fan, it doesn't really. Or Wolves, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or any of them.
That's
teams.
just more local rivalry, though.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, I'd be impressed if Villa can get anything out of this. But I do more so see Liverpool pushing this through. Do you think Liverpool are genuine title contenders this season? I know they're right in the mix at the moment, but do you think they can do it for the longevity?
Yeah, I think it keeps changing at the moment. I think obviously City are top at the moment, Liverpool second, West Ham, Chelsea third. But what was it, a week or so ago? Chelsea were top and they were dominating for a few weeks before that. So it keeps changing around at the moment. All it really takes is for them for one of those three teams to have a maybe 2 or 3 game bad streak and drop a couple more points, and I don't know, that could be them out. I can't really see a lot of them dropping too many points for the rest of the season, but I think they've definitely still got a chance. They're only 1 point behind City, and the way Salah's playing, you can't really rule them out.
Yeah, I mean, best player in the world at the moment, isn't he? I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's safe to say. But
Mane's pulled his finger out as well compared to the beginning of the season.
Diogo Jota looked good.
Yeah, Jota's been really good. But
Continue to improve. So yeah, I mean, Liverpool are looking dangerous, and then I don't know if it's me making it up and me just like wanting it to happen. But was there been Jude Bellingham links?
I'm not sure. I don't think anything. I haven't heard too much about that, but obviously he got fined the other day from the Bundesliga.
He did indeed. Here we go. The Independent. Liverpool in pole position to sign Jude Bellingham as Jurgen Klopp eyes £90 million move for the Borussia Dortmund star. There we go. I knew I wasn't going crazy.
Yeah.
But
Borussia Dortmund, I don't know how they do it. They bring in these young guys and they just sell them for p. Obviously, like they've done it with so many players over the years. Haaland's probably going to go this summer. Sancho's went obviously last summer. Well, they had Lewandowski, but he went to Bayern on a free because that's what they do in the Bundesliga.
Mario Götze, Mats Hummels.
Yeah, there's a load of them.
Yeah, a few more that's slipping my brain. Aubameyang was there, but he didn't go there that young. I think he was. Because where was he before that? Saint Etienne? Was he at Saint Etienne before?
I can't remember.
I feel like there was a different club between Dortmund and you guys. But he came from Dortmund to you guys, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if there's a club between Saint Etienne and Dortmund or not. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I think we're both going to be back in the Liverpool win in this one, eh?
For sure.
Nice. Right, on to the next one. Manchester City versus Wolves. Obviously, yeah, City top of the table at the moment. I mean, if other results go their way, they could full well, extend their points to, a couple weeks of clear air. But yeah, obviously, did Liverpool draw points last week? They didn't, did they? No, they won.
They won, yeah.
Oh no, they won. Yeah, it was a scrappy ass game though. But yeah, obviously Chelsea dropped points, didn't they? So that's how they got on top. But yeah, won their last 5. There we go. Can't read. Whereas Wolves, they've dropped off in recent weeks. Where were they? They were on there was some hot form, and they haven't managed to win in their last 3, with 2 draws and a loss. And one of them coming to Norwich, I believe. Was it? Liverpool. Oh, they drew with Burnley. And they drew with Norwich. Yeah, they drew with Norwich. So yeah, drawing with Burnley, drawing with Norwich, and then losing to Liverpool. I mean, obviously the loss to Liverpool you don't really mind too much.
Yeah.
But after what we saw, how they were up into 6th, and then back-to-back draws against Norwich and Burnley, 2 relegation candidates. That's not that's not good, is it?
No, it's kind of going back to the Wolves we saw towards the beginning of the season, where they just couldn't convert anything. They had so many chances, but just couldn't put anything into the actual back of the net. But yeah, we kind of thought that they might have gotten over that hump, but yeah, it seems like they're maybe slipping sort of back towards that at the moment. But
yeah, no, definitely. I think their hot form that they got in is sort of it's definitely cooled down a bit. I do like Bruno Lage. I think that's how you say it, Bruno Lage.
Yeah.
He's been a pretty good manager for them so far, and they'll be fine. Like, they haven't got to worry about relegation or anything. It's just they might just not end up where they thought they wanted to
Sure.
at the beginning of the season. Although they were a pretty unknown entity, because obviously they started the season with Lage, didn't they? They didn't start with Nuno, so I guess if they, I think they're probably doing just fine. I can't imagine Wolves fans are too annoyed. But there are a few injuries in this one. City have got a few guys out. Ferran Torres, obviously, as we know, the ankle injury. Gabriel Jesus has picked up a slight knock, but I don't know what it is. I think he's about 75% chance of playing, but maybe in training or something he's picked up a knock. Laporte has also picked up a knock, but he should be playing as well. They're just going to see what he's saying basically before the end of the week. Liam Delap, Nathan Ake, and Phil Foden are all still out. I thought Foden came back.
Yeah, I think he might have maybe come back a little bit too early and probably said to Pep, "I'm not 100%. Sit me out or something, or start me on the bench or something." He probably just doesn't need He doesn't need to start at the moment if he wants to not make anything worse for himself.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think they should be fine anyway. Without Foden, as Wolves have missing Marçal through illness, Connor Cody through an ankle injury, Johnny through a knee injury, Pedro Neto through a knee injury, Mosquera through a thigh injury, and Willy Bolly is injured, but it just didn't tell me what it was. It was some sort of muscular injury. So yeah, that's pretty peak. Obviously, Bolly and Cody as two of their starting centre backs. But Kilman's been doing a pretty good job so far this year, so so I'm sure they'll be fine with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, how are you feeling for this game? Do you think there's a potential upset here for Wolves? It is at the Etihad.
I think City will still win. They're on a 5-game winning streak at the moment. Unfortunately, they're not keeping the clean sheets, which is doing my fantasy in still. But I think they'll carry that momentum forward. They've got good enough squad depth that they can cover for these players that are out, like Foden and Ferran Torres and all them lot. So I don't think they'll have too many issues really. Especially the fact that they've got, if Wolves have got their two main centre backs out, that could just be an open invitation for City to do their worst, really.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I think I can't see Wolves doing it, especially with those Norwich draws. But if they had beaten Norwich and Burnley, and then lost to Liverpool, I'd be like, yeah, there's no reason why they couldn't do something in this game. But those two draws just don't fill me with a mass amount of confidence, and they are missing a couple. Marçal, Cody, Bolly. These are important players to their team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm going to back a City win, and I think City. Who are Chelsea playing? Leeds. Yeah, I don't think City are going to extend their lead, because I do see that both Liverpool and Chelsea picking up 3 points as well this weekend.
For sure.
Maybe the top 3 extend their lead further from the rest of us. But who knows?
Maybe the top 4. I don't know. Burnley, West Ham could still extend their lead against Burnley.
That is true. Yeah, it's not. There's no big matchups this week, is there? Really at all? Like, there's no two top teams playing against each other.
Yeah.
It's all. It's a pretty chilled week. Well, hopefully, it's never chilled with Palace, but it is what it is. But yeah, Wolves. What can they? If they get a win, they could leapfrog you guys. Obviously, if you lose to Southampton, but I can't imagine that's going to happen. But we'll get on to you guys soon.
Yeah.
Be interested to see how you're feeling on that game after
like I said before we started the podcast, I've been really busy recently. I've not watched the last 2 Arsenal games, so I've not even seen any of the highlights. All I know is that the results haven't gone our way. So
no, well, I've watched both games, so I can maybe fill you in with a little bit of knowledge for you. But City, I imagine, will get the win here. I can't see them doing. Even with their injuries, they still have Grealish, they still have Bernardo Silva, Sterling, Mahrez.
Has been doing really well actually this season.
Oh yeah, I think we were saying in the last podcast, he's got to be the number 2 in the Premier League right now, behind Salah, obviously, in terms of who's playing the best.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
But yeah, let's see if they can continue it. Right, Chelsea versus Leeds. This could be an interesting one, but. If it was Leeds from last year, I'd be like, yeah, this could be an interesting one. This could be a slip-up point for Chelsea. But Leeds are the way they are. I know they picked up a win Yeah, they picked up a win.
Yeah, they picked up.
Yeah, no, a
draw,
draw.
win, draw. Their last three.
Yeah, so they have improved definitely, but they're not, still definitely nowhere near the heights of what we saw last year. Obviously, Chelsea, but they want to bounce back after their loss to West Ham, which I've dubbed game of the season so far. It was unbelievable to watch as a neutral. I can imagine it was painstakingly hard to watch as a West Ham or a Chelsea fan.
Yeah,
For
there's a lot of history between those teams as well.
100%, and it was good. It was good, really, really good game. Obviously, yeah, Chelsea off the back of that dropped down to third from top, and are now 2 points off City. Leeds, yeah, they haven't lost in the last 3 games, and they do look a lot better than they have to start the season. But Patrick Bamford's come back and now picked up another injury, so that's not well. I mean, it's a slight knock, but it should be enough to keep him out for this game. I'll go through the rest and everything like that. But there's 6 points clear off the relegation zone, but you can't exactly see them helping themselves out this weekend and extending that further. And with the likes of there's every possible chance that Burnley could do something against West Ham. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're that kind of nifty team, or there's every chance that I don't know. Watford could beat Brentford, and maybe Southampton could beat Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Depending on what kind of Arsenal team we have coming out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, obviously, recently, West Ham have beaten Liverpool and Chelsea, but they've also lost to Wolves and drawn to Brighton. So,
yeah, exactly.
They're a bit. Yeah, you don't really know with West Ham. They can be bloody good one week and then lose games that they should easily win the next.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's what makes football so great, though, isn't it? And the Premier League so great. These teams can just lose to whoever.
Yeah, exactly. It's the unexpected losses and stuff, and the results that you can't put your finger on. It's not just that's an easy win or whatever.
We somehow beat City at the Etihad.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. But yeah. The injuries wise, Chelsea have got a litany of injuries here. Jorginho's out of a lower back injury. Kovacic is out ill. Trevor Chalobah's out with a thigh injury. Loftus-Cheek's out with a muscular injury. Kante's out of a knee injury, and Ben Chilwell's obviously out of his ACL. But that's Jorginho, Kovacic, Loftus-Cheek, and Kante. They're 4 midfield players.
I was going to say 3 of which are defensive mids.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Conor Gallagher back early.
Oh God, don't. But Leeds on the other hand have got Koch out, Pascal Struijk with a groin injury, Liam Cooper with a thigh injury, Calvin Phillips has picked up a slight knock, Bamford's picked up another knock, and Rodrigo as well. So it's just basically back to Rafinha again.
Rafinha
after he gets a little bit of help come back for a game, and then they're all back out.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I look at that Chelsea list and I'm like, oh, that is tough. I then look at the Leeds list and I'm like, oh. Yeah, that sucks as well, man. So, I think they sort of just counteract each other at this point. But who's going to start for Chelsea then in that midfield if Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho's out? Because they're the 2 that started last week. Probably Ross Barkley and Sal Niguez.
Yeah. Just trying to think of anyone else.
They may push someone into midfield. They may put Reece James into midfield and then put Hudson-Odoi on, or Azpilicueta as a wing back.
Yeah, they could. Well, I don't know. Pulisic isn't really a defensive.
Or drop Mount back.
Yeah, they could maybe start Pulisic, but
they can't put Pulisic in midfield though.
They can do what they want. They're Chelsea.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. They might start Pulisic and drop maybe Mount into that sort of position or something, or like you say, bring Reece James up.
Yeah, you never know, but it should be. I mean, where are their games coming forward? So these guys are going to be out for a little while. So they've got. Well, luckily for them, they haven't got a big game till the 2nd of January.
Oh right, so good, just over 3 weeks.
But then they've got a run of games which are a bit of a pain. So literally they have Leeds, Everton, Wolves, Brentford in the EFL Cup, Villa, Brighton. And then on the 2nd of January, they got Liverpool. And then their next game is City away. And then they got Tottenham at home.
Yeah.
And then us. And then Leicester. So, you get a little bit of a break with us. But yeah, so... Yeah, Chelsea, they should be all right with these injuries then. Because they aren't playing too many crazy teams that are going to give them well, you wouldn't have thought would give them any problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, you never know. Leeds, on the other hand, who have they got coming up? They've got injuries as well. So yeah, Chelsea. Oh, they've got a much. Oh my god. Okay, Chelsea away, City away, Arsenal at home, Liverpool away, and then Leeds at home, and then Burnley at home, which is obviously not,
Leeds
Burnley.
at home?
Still.
You mean
Huh?
Everton?
Oh, Leeds away. Sorry,
Aston Villa. Sorry.
Aston Villa at home. What am I talking about? And then Burnley at home, and then West Ham away.
Got West Ham 2 weeks
Why?
on the 2 weeks on the bounce, but one being the FA Cup.
Mad. But yeah, no, Leeds, they need to pick up some points soon. They're like, well, I mean, how are they going to pick up any points from those games?
They play Villa pretty quickly after that. They play them on the 28th of December, then they play them again on the 8th of Feb.
Oh yeah. That is very close. It's like, oh yeah, it's very similar to us. We play Norwich on the 28th of December and then play them again on the 8th of February.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty close. It's not like obviously massively close, but yeah. I know we're going off question here. Did you see who Palace drew in the FA Cup?
Millwall?
Yeah, Millwall away. Away days.
Yeah, there's a couple of big games, isn't there?
Yeah, there's another
I
one.
saw some meme about the Met Police actually shitting themselves about what they're going to do.
I think it's Leeds away at West Ham.
Yeah, I think that might be.
And they've got like 10,000 Leeds fans coming down to London or something like that.
Yeah, and on the same.
And then, on the same day you've got Millwall Palace.
Yeah.
Love that. Proper South London derby.
Yeah, they're gonna have a field day.
Oh yeah. We've got Millwall, and then our next game's Brighton. So we've got like a rival week. But I'd rather Brighton go out of the Premier League, and then we can get like a Millwall win, because then we can actually have like a proper South London derby. That'd be fun.
Well, Millwall got to get good enough first.
Yeah, that's true. That's never gonna happen.
No, not anytime soon.
Nope. How do we get? Oh, we're on Millwall now. God, what has happened to this podcast?
Gone from talking about Chelsea Leeds to Millwall.
Well, I don't know if you would have seen, but we were Bards and Mark were joking at Palace, about Palace getting relegated, and we talked about that. And I was like, well, if that happens, I'm kicking everyone off the podcast, and me and Harry are doing a Championship podcast. It's just going to be me and Harry talking about Palace and Reading. Nice. No one watching. But yeah, where were we? Chelsea Leeds. Back to that. So, what are you thinking? I mean,
I'm going to back Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm going to back Chelsea. I think they get the 3 points. Bounce back off that loss, regardless of their injuries. I think they're still mightily strong enough to deal with Leeds. All right, let's get on to your boys, Ollie. Arsenal. Obviously, you guys are also in a bounce back spot. After your back-to-back defeats by Everton and Man United. With a win here, you could jump back into the top 5, but also you could also drop as far as 9th with a loss. So it's like, it's this mad mid-table cluster.
Yeah. I think the other day about 2 weeks ago, we were 2 points behind Liverpool. Now we're 10 points behind Liverpool.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. Liverpool just switched it on, didn't they? But yeah, I mean, I don't see that happening. Obviously, Southampton, on the other hand, haven't won a game in their last 4, and they're sitting 6 points off the relegation zone, so they're in a spot where they really need a win. In terms of injuries, you've got Kolasinac out, Leno out, Emil Smith-Rowe out, and Gabriel Martinelli out. Southampton have got Romeo out, Salisu, Ben-Narak, Forster, McCarthy. Forster and McCarthy, that's their 2 keepers.
God, who are they going to be playing in goal?
Oh, that's all right. Happy days on it. As long as you don't start Aubameyang, you should be fine. And then Stuart Armstrong is out as well. I know obviously, like you said at the beginning of the earlier in the pod, that you haven't watched obviously much Arsenal over maybe like the last week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah. I've watched the last 2 games essentially.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't know how that works out. I think that's week and a half basically, because we had the midweek.
Yeah. So what was it? Wednesday last week, I think, was the United game. And then whatever day it was on this weekend, where it was
something like that. I can't remember. Yeah.
Where we played Everton,
but yeah, no. It was. I tell you what, that Everton game was. It was good to watch as a neutral's perspective, but I can imagine as an Arsenal fan watching it, you'd be pretty infuriated. There was quite a few chances to make. There was some questionable. I literally was talking to George on Sunday when I was out with him, saying how I've started to come around on Arteta and stuff. There's some certain things that he does that just still a bit like, why? Like what? Like bringing Nketiah on.
Yeah.
when you've got Pepe and Aubameyang sat on the bench. And then maybe Aubameyang's out of form, maybe Pepe's out of form, but two of them out of form is currently better than Nketiah.
Yeah, for sure.
So and he missed an absolute sitter as well, Nketiah, which was unfortunate. But yeah, Aubameyang's just been off it. He came on, he had a chance at the end to I mean, maybe not even score, but at least, you know, try and trouble the keeper. But he just mishit it, and it just softed it out into the out of play, and the ref blew the whistle. It was pretty disappointing. I mean, Ramsdale was decent. Ødegaard was pretty good, I thought, watching that game. To be fair, Ødegaard was pretty good. I think you'll be fine. I think this is a perfect bounce back spot. It's at the Emirates. At the Emirates.
Yeah.
Southampton obviously aren't on the best of form at the moment. Emil Smith-Rowe being out though, I wonder if hopefully that's not going to be for too long.
No, I don't know. I don't think it's
that
too
is going to be a significant loss. So a potential return date is the 11th of December, which is this weekend. So he could potentially return this weekend.
Yeah.
On the 6th.
I hadn't heard too much about him being badly injured.
50%, but on the 6th, Arteta said he was in pain and could not train or travel. We will see how he is. It was a tight groin. He should be okay for next week, I think. This is what he said on the 6th. So yeah, it should be fine.
I'd like to pick up 3 points against Southampton because we've got West Ham.
Oh, you have to, really, don't you?
Yeah, well, we've got West Ham the following Wednesday next week. So yeah, and then we've got within a week we've got 3 games. So we've got Southampton on Saturday, West Ham Wednesday, and then we've got Leeds on Saturday, the following Saturday. So within 7 days we've got 3 games. So
that is tough.
Yeah, obviously I know it's Christmas. It's always a bit more hectic around Christmas and stuff, and I'm not going to turn into Klopp moaning about the scheduling and stuff like that because it is what it is. All teams go through it at some point. It's just one of those things, really.
Absolutely. I've got some good news for you though. On the 26th, you can see your boys smack up Norwich. But then you will introduce the new year with an absolute pounding by Man City.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
But then you can also but then after that you can kick off the new year properly with a North London derby win away at Tottenham, which would be great.
Yeah, I'd like to do the double O for Tottenham this season.
Yeah, you played them already. Yes, you won 3-0. 3-1. 3-1. Yeah. Oh, it was on that run of games where they were just conceding 3 when it was like us, then Chelsea, then you guys, or something like that. I think. Nuts. Yeah, I wish we could go back to them days. But
bring back Nuno.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's tough with Arsenal at the moment. Obviously, there's rumours about. Well, I don't think they're rumours. I think it's very much certain that you are looking for a new striker either in January or summer.
Yeah.
As it will be interesting to see what happens with Lacazette and that, who I actually thought played pretty well, but he's just not a striker anymore.
No, he's really not.
I don't really think a goal-scoring one anyway.
No, I don't really think we have an out-and-out striker anymore.
No.
Like Martinelli, when he's fit, he can play that role, but again, he's just not fit enough a lot of the time. He does get injured quite regularly.
Yeah, it's a shame.
So I'd like to bring in a new striker. Hopefully in January, but I'd rather wait till summer if we're just going to get someone shit in January because we're just trying to get anyone in.
Yeah, save the money and just go for someone properly in summer.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't blame you.
But yeah, I think there's also a lot of rumours about Pepe on the move in January, which I wouldn't be opposed to, really.
Yeah, that experiment failed, I think.
Yeah.
It's time to. I think it's time to move. I think it's best for both parties to just move on. I think.
Yeah, it would probably be a loan in January till the end of the season, with an option to buy. Probably abroad.
I'd imagine so. I
can't really think of many Prem teams that would want to pick him up, especially because he's probably earning stupid amounts at Arsenal. Unrightly so.
True. That's true. Yeah, I can imagine what his contract is.
Yeah.
Oof. But,
unless Newcastle want to chuck 50 million at him.
You never know, man. You never know. There might be some Premier League manager out there that thinks, "Oh, I can change him. I can make him into something better."
Yeah.
Which
it'd probably happen as well.
No, I don't know. I don't think he's cut out for the Premier League.
No.
I think he'd be good like La Liga or Liga.
Yeah, going back to Liga. That's where he started to make his name.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, Southampton are a tricky one because they are quite a nifty team. They can get, put up a fight in that, but I just can't ever believe in them. I don't think
No,
there's any games where I go in thinking like, yeah, Southampton's got this.
that's it.
So on that note, I am going to back an Arsenal win. I do think you guys bounce back in a nice spot here before you've got. Was it a tricky run that you've got coming?
We've got West Ham after that, but then we've got Leeds.
Leeds, Norwich, Wolves. You should pick up wins in most of it. The Wolves game could be quite an interesting one, actually. Arsenal Wolves.
Yeah, I can imagine that's probably going to be a harder one.
Yeah, definitely. But
yeah,
I back you guys to get the win, and I think you'll jump. Well, I think United will win as well, so I think you might just stay where you are.
Yeah, it's important for us to pick up a win in this game after having lost the last two.
United game was tough though. That was a tough loss.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate. But yeah, I think you'll be fine. I think Arsenal will do it. I think they'll pick up the win. I think you'll stick with this top. I think you'll still stick with the fight for Europa League, which I do think you guys will be until the end. I don't see you guys dropping off. I think it's actually interesting because I was talking to a friend at work who's an Arsenal fan, and he was saying that he thinks it might be. He thinks regardless of what happens this year, I think he thinks it's time for Arteta to go, which is quite interesting.
Fair enough.
It's just questionable decisions and just stuff like that. I just thinks he's good for what he is now, but can't take to the furthest step, which I can understand why you'd have that point of view.
What was it? Ten Hag said the other day that he's kind of not looking for a move, but he thinks he's ready.
Definitely. He's done all he can do with that Ajax team.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, you've got to move on.
Maybe someone like him, but yeah, who knows at this point?
I've seen him leave for United in the summer.
Yeah, well, who knows? They might keep what's his name?
Rangnick.
Yeah, that's it. If he does well enough.
Yeah, well, that's actually quite a nice little segue, Ollie, because we are going to get on to Norwich versus Man United. But you're obviously backing a win for your boys.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I'm backing a win for your boys. So yeah, I think nice little bounce back spot, nice little 3 points for Arsenal, and yeah, you can get on with it. Hopefully Smith Rowe's back. I think if Smith Rowe's back, then yeah, I'm 100% convinced you're going to win that game. If he's not there, then I might be a bit like, oh, there's a 10% chance Southampton can do something. But yeah, we'll see. All right, Norwich Man United, obviously at Norwich. I've forgotten what their stadium's called. Ellen Road?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's Ellen Road.
Ellen Road? I think it might be Ellen Road.
So.
But yeah, obviously, yeah, United started life under their new boss Ralph Rangnick pretty well. Obviously, got a 1-0 win over my Palace at Old Trafford in a very scrappy, kind of boring, technical kind of game. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything fun to watch, if I'm being honest.
Carrow Road, sorry.
Carrow Road. Ellen Road is Leeds.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, we obviously lost. The thing is, we did have a chance to win that game, or like at least draw that game as well. So it wasn't like United were convincingly beating us. But obviously they've only had the manager for one 45-minute training session, I think it was, up to that point. So it's fair enough. But they did look visibly better from the start, like in terms of pressing and everything like that. The formation was very interesting, Ollie. I don't know if you saw, but he was playing a 4-2-2-2. Yeah, with
different.
Fred and McTominay, obviously.
Yeah. And
then Sancho, Bruno, Ronaldo, and Rashford. And there's two wing backs with Tellez and Dalot.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. Who were also both very, very good in the game. I'm assuming that these are the two that he's going to go with. I don't know if you saw about Wan-Bissaka. There was a video of him.
Yeah, with all the hippie crank.
Hippie crank, or the NOS balloons.
Yeah. He wasn't actually doing it though, was he? He was just filming some of his friends doing it.
Yeah, I think that was the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, he's being sensible and stuff like that, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Well, in all honesty, he's probably not the only footballer to do that sort of stuff.
Oh no! But just don't be smarter, mate. Come on.
Exactly.
Why are you filming it? Are you fucking stupid? Basically, is what I'm saying to you. What are you doing? Fucking wind your neck in.
Yeah.
You represent. You still. I know you're a United player, but you still represent Palace. But yeah, I mean Norwich. Obviously, they've been pretty good since Dean Smith's come in. They've only lost one in their last 4 since he's got there. They're still obviously at the bottom of the Premier League, but they are equal on points with Newcastle and Burnley just ahead of them. And Watford are only 3 points out to clear. Actually, I was looking at the goal difference. Never mind. Norwich would have to win by like 20 something goals basically to jump Watford out of the relegation zone. But yeah, I mean, a win could put them straight back into contention to stay up. And if Norwich stay up, I think Dean Smith has to be manager of the season.
Yeah, I think he had a hard job to obviously to undo the damage that was.
Mate, that Norwich team is piss poor as well.
Yeah, I think they made the decision to sack Farke at the right time, because if there was ever a time to do it and for them to be able to recover, it was then. Because any longer, then the damage would have been irreversible, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. But we got a few suspensions and injuries for this one. Rashika's out for Norwich. Brandon William is out because obviously he can't play for his parent club. Matthias Norman is out with a groin injury. Christoph Zimmerman's out with an ankle injury, and Sam Byram's out due to just lacking match fitness at this point as he bounces back from an injury. Man United, on the other hand, have got Varane out still with the thigh injury. Cavani's out, but it didn't say what. Like, it was just a muscular injury. Anthony Martial's out with a knee injury. Aaron Wan-Bissaka with a wrist and hand from doing all the poppers and that. He probably got a little burn or something on his finger. And then Paul Pogba with a thigh injury, allegedly. Paul Pogba with a thigh injury, so who's going to obviously be out till the new year. Yeah, it's an interesting. I would love Norwich to get something out of this. Norwich could do something, but I just don't see it in it. Like, they're in this new manager bump. They're probably feeling quite good. It'll be interesting to see what they are like after a full week of training under Rangnick. How different they look. And hopefully he can unlock Jadon Sancho for my fantasy league. Give me a little second half of the season boost to stay top of the league. Which we can get into after this, actually. I guess we can give a little roundup. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done a roundup of the... Actually, it's been terrible for me. I've really slid off in these last couple of weeks. It's been bad. Yeah. Right in time with Reece James and Ben Chilwell picking up injuries. But luckily, Reece James is back now, but Chilwell's gone. But yeah, I mean, this game, I think United are going to pick up the 3 points, keep the pressure on for that top. Somehow they're still sixth, and we've said how bad they've been, and they're still sixth.
Yeah. But I think that little cluster of teams there's only a couple of points between them, and it can change game by game, really.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, we're starting to see a little bit of space between ninth and 13th and stuff like that, where it was so close. So we're starting to see a little bit of a gap form, but yeah, it's still a very close season. I'm loving it, man. I think we'll have a title battle to the end. If United can get in on that title, they could definitely get in. They're only 3 points off 4. Yeah. They're 9 points off of Chelsea. But they are already 11 points off City at top. That might be tough to recuperate at this point. But surely they're not thinking about winning the title. Right, I'll get your verdict on this. Holly, who do you think is going to win this one?
United.
Are you sure about that one?
Yeah, I'll go United. I think with the changes that Ragnick's sort of implemented already, and I think the ideology. I can never say that word.
Ideology.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's what he's bringing into United is different, and it's what they need, and it's the extra push that they need, really. It's just a bit more about them now. You can see sort of through, it's like you say, with the formation and stuff, and the type of players he's playing. He's not afraid to make changes, and I think that's what they needed. So. And Norwich, they've got a new manager, but that's about it.
Yeah,
they've still got the same quite average players. So I think they'll do them in. Yeah,
I think you're right. I think United will get the job done. I think they continue this little boost from having their new manager. They're probably going to look quite decent, I imagine. And you'd even expect them to run them off the park anyway. So especially if they're going to be pressing and that now, and actually doing stuff. So yeah, I'll back a Man United win, and I think they continue their pursuit of top 4 still somehow. Right, Crystal Palace versus Everton. This is quite an even matchup. This is 14th versus 12th. Obviously Palace, we've lost our last 3, so we really need to bounce back with a win this weekend against Everton. It's at Selhurst Park, so that does fill me with a bit more hope. Obviously Everton have shut down that horrific run they had of 7 weeks with no wins,
or
something like that. 7 weeks with no wins. Obviously, we're beating Arsenal last weekend with an unbelievable strike from Demarai Gray. Have you seen the highlights of that game?
No, I saw
No.
screenshots of his goal and stuff, but I didn't.
I assume you
I
know
haven't seen it.
about what happened with Richarlison.
I got the notifications on my phone, and I saw. Obviously, we scored. It popped up saying Lacazette had scored at first, and then it quickly then changed to Odegaard, and then it was a couple of minutes before that Richarlison scored offside, and then later popped up again 1-1 Richarlison. 2 seconds later, goal disallowed, and then the third one. Obviously, I was a bit like.
So unfortunate for him because he could have obviously had a hat trick in this game, but.
Yeah, I mean
they were
close one as well. One of them was really close.
Yeah, one of them was really close.
But yeah, I think it split a couple of opinions. But oh well.
Oh yeah. It was if you're an Everton fan, you're like, what the fuck? But I mean, they got the win, so who cares?
Exactly.
Palace injury wise, we've got James McArthur out still, Joachim Anderson and Nathan Ferguson out. Everton have got Calvert-Lewin, Rondon, Mina. Lucas Digne, who I didn't realise is suspended due to an internal disciplinary. I think he's had like a falling out on that with Rafa. I saw Rafa wasn't answering questions about Lucas Digne or Digne, however you say it, on his post match presser. Yeah. So obviously I think he's like fallen out of Rafa and wants to leave and now he's just not playing. And Tom Davis is out as well.
Fair enough.
I think it's gonna be a tough one, man. But I don't know because obviously, the confidence I've had in the team's been knocked a little bit in these last few weeks, picking up an unfortunate, an unlucky last-minute penalty against Leeds gives them the win against us. In a match that we, Benteke missed an open goal and shit like that, and it's same as, and then Man United, we lose 1-0 to them when I think a 0-0 draw was deserved. It's one of them things, it's the same odd story at the moment this season with Palace. We keep playing all right and but just not getting the results, and just having little slip ups that just keep really fucking us. So I don't know. I'm a bit worried going into this game. But I do think obviously they got Richarlison and that, but Calvert-Lewin and Rondon are out. That's two of their strikers. Lucas Digne is a really big player for them. Yerry Mina came back, but then picked up an injury straight away.
Mm-hmm.
I do think we can win this for sure, and it's at Selhurst Park. So
is Seamus Coleman back?
Yeah, Seamus Coleman's back. Yeah.
He's quite an influential player for them.
100%. But I am gonna back. Obviously, I'm gonna back Palace, but I do genuinely believe that we can pick up 3 points in this game. I don't think it'll be anything flashy, but I do think we'll pick up 3 points in this game, and we will bounce back.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
I'm gonna go for a draw if I'm being honest.
Oh, it's got draw written all over it as well.
Yeah. I'd like to back Palace, but I think the more likely result would probably be a draw.
I get it. Off our last results and stuff coming in.
Yeah, they're going to be on a bit of a high after beating us. You guys are obviously, had your last couple of games, sort of, picking up no points. But yeah, I don't know. You could use that as fuel for the fire and do them in, but.
We do tend to do that. We've had some nice bounce backs as well this year so far in this season with results that haven't necessarily gone our way. So hopefully we can bounce back again now,
for sure,
and do it again. But yeah, I'm going to back us to pick up the 3 points, and that will pick us up to 19, could take us to 11th, 12th. We'll jump ahead of Everton basically if we can beat them. But yeah, I don't see when is that? Is it on Sunday?
Yeah, 4:30 on Sunday.
Cool. I am not working, so I would be about for that day. Lovely. But yeah, so we'll I'm back in the Palace boys to get a win there. I think Everton. I still think Rafa will end up gone before the season's end. I still do think that, and you put your Duncan Ferguson come back in or whatever it is. But yeah, I think he's living on borrowed time. I think that Arsenal result really saved him.
Yeah, for sure.
You look so uninterested in the penalty in the box as well. He just sits there. I'd be pissed if he was my manager and I see we're losing and how many games they've lost recently. Yeah. And he's just sitting there. I'd just be like, oh, what's the fucking point?
He might have just mentally checked out at that point and just thought, fuck it. He was probably hoping for a loss so he could finally get out of that job, but they've obviously done the job and obviously beaten us or whatever. So I don't know if it's going to give him massive amounts of motivation to really put full concentration back into the team and stuff. But yeah, I get what you mean. I think he didn't look like his head was there the other day.
Yeah, no, not at all. But yeah, I think for that reason, well, and for a few others, I think we're going to get the win. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to bounce back, probably like a 1-0. Just saying scrappy, like a Zaha or Goal or Benteke or something like that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put my
on
money on it.
Has Eze been playing much recently, or has he
bit
played
part,
yet?
Bit part. Yeah, he's come on in the last 2 games, but
Okay.
but yeah, I think he's only played like tops like 20 minutes. So hopefully he'll start this game though. That'd be nice to see. See if they do like a Chiarte, Gallagher, and Eze, which would be nice. But yeah, we'll see. All right, Brighton Spurs. I think it's gonna be the last game that we touch on before. I just wanted to quickly run through the Champions League groups before we go as well, because obviously the groups are finished now, so we'll know who are. We don't know who's playing who, but we know who's through and who's into the Europa League. There's one big team in the Europa League, which is absolutely hilarious, but we'll get onto that in a minute. Right, Brighton Spurs. Obviously, Brighton have not managed to win since September 19th, Ollie.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they've not managed to win since September 19th.
That's bad.
That is bad, isn't it? They need to get a win. Obviously, the fans have been booing Graham Potter, which is just outrageous. Because they are nothing. They are nothing without him.
Yeah.
You are a nothing club. The only reason that you're doing anything is because you have Graham Potter. Know your place, Brighton fans. But yeah, they obviously they're just a bad football club. Spurs, yeah, I don't know if you've seen the COVID situation with Spurs.
Yeah, is it 5 coaching staff and 3 players at the moment?
8 players.
I heard it
5
was.
coaching staff.
Oh, I thought it was within those 8, 5 of them were coaching staff.
Oh, it's 13.
Oh,
8 of them is 8 of them as players. 5 of them are.
Yeah, I saw Conte said the other day that he said, "Would I rather it was them than me? No, would I rather it was me than them? Yes, of course." That's a bit like, yeah, well, obviously you need to.
Yeah.
You're not the one playing. You can still.
Yeah.
You can't coach, but you can still.
You can manage the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easier to get away with you not being there than the fucking players not being
Exactly.
there.
You see all the coaching staff with like AirPods or something in their ears anyway, and they've probably got. It's probably Conte will probably be at home watching the game, coaching from his sofa or something. But yeah, no, obviously he's not got it at the moment. But yeah, situation's not looking great.
Definitely not. But yeah, there's some injuries in this one. Brighton have got Steven Alzate out, Danny Welbeck out, Adam Webster out, Adam Lallana out, Shane Duffy out, Joel Veltman out, Jeremy Saramento out, Lewis Dunk out, and Leandro Trossard out.
So a number of their starting team.
Yeah, a number of their starting team are out. Well, Spurs obviously have Lo Celso out, Reguilon out, Romero out, Emerson Royale out, Brian Gill out, Son out, Oliver Skipp, and Lucas Moura all out. Which is not great. And a couple of other younger players that probably wouldn't. Well, actually, probably would have played with all these injuries.
Yeah,
they can't either. But yeah, so I don't know. This one, I could imagine this one might even get postponed, depending on what happens. Because they postponed their their Europa Conference game. So it'd be interesting.
They postponed the Burnley game, was it? The
Tottenham Burnley.
That was due to snow and stuff. Yeah. But yeah.
But yeah, no, it's not great for either of these teams really, which could make for one of the most boring games of the season yet. Brighton Spurs, 2 pretty boring teams battling it out. So yeah, I don't see. I actually don't. I'm gonna go Spurs just because the fact that Trossard is out means that the only person that can put the ball in the back of the net. I know Mopai's done it, but Mopai's a piece of shit. So
yeah.
Whatever.
I think for Arsenal's benefit, I think I'd go for a draw. Because if Brighton win, then and we don't, we're on level points with Brighton.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, obviously if Tottenham they both get a draw, then neither of them. Well, Brighton don't close up on us that much, and Tottenham don't extend that too far. So yeah, I'd like a draw, but whether or not that's going to happen.
Who knows?
Probably Tottenham going to win, but
they've
won 3 out of their last 4. So.
Oh no. Yeah, fair. I mean, I'm just having a look. Like Watford have already lost 10 games this season.
Jeez.
The only teams that's lost double-digit games.
Bloody hell. Not good.
They've lost 7.
I love how Norwich.
You guys have -4 goal difference.
Yeah, it's because of it's all started from the. Yeah, it's because of what happened at the beginning of the season. Tottenham have got
Oh
minus
my
one, and they're
god!
fifth.
I know, that's fucking crazy. Tottenham always hover around 0 though on their goal difference every fucking year.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Just had a message from someone in the and a follow actually from
Oh,
Robin
big up yourself.
Burb. Hiya.
Go for a sign for yourself.
Hiya. Hello there. Hiya.
Yeah, but yeah, so I'm gonna get your. What do you think, Ollie? Oh, sorry, you're going for a draw, yeah? Well, that's what you want. But what do you think's gonna
I
happen?
think Tottenham are probably going to win, but
Yeah.
I want a draw.
I'm gonna back a Spurs win because I want nothing good to happen to anything about Brighton ever. So I'm gonna back a Spurs win.
Well, this is both of our rivals.
Yeah, true, both of our rivals. So yeah, that was that's that. So yeah, that's the football. Well, that's the Premier League for this week. We're going to touch quickly before we go. We're going to touch quickly on the Champions League group because obviously they played all their games. Now we know who's through, who's gone into the Europa League. So let's go through that. In Group A, we have Man City and PSG making it through. Man City top with RB Leipzig in third, dropping down into the Europa League. In Group B, we have Liverpool and Atletico Madrid gone through. They always seem to just get a result, don't they? Atletico Madrid. They always just get a result and then they're through. Like. They've lost more games than they've won in the Champions League so far this year, and they're through. I know, innit? And Porto have dropped into the Europa League spot with Milan dropping out completely in the Champions League and European competition, which is crazy.
Liverpool obviously becoming the what's it called? The first team in however long to have won all 6 of their group games.
Oh yeah. I think it was, who was it? It was also Ajax and Shakhtar Donetsk, I think it was, of the 2 other teams.
Yeah.
Or Spartak Moscow.
Spartak Moscow.
Spartak Moscow. So yeah, I can't remember the years, but I know they're the other 2 teams that have done it. Obviously Ajax done it this year. Ajax they are with won all 6 games. Only conceded 5 goals while scoring 20. It's a bit outrageous. So they've won they're top of their Group C with Sporting Lisbon in second and Dortmund dropping into the Europa League, which is crazy. Again, Sporting Lisbon, man, fair play. On goal difference, getting through, which is nuts. And then in Group D, you've got Real Madrid and Inter going through as first and second in their group, with Sheriff dropping into the Europa League after a fantastic display, 2 wins, a draw, and 3 losses. Scoring 7, getting 7 points in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Fair fucking play. 7 points in 5 games. Fair play to Sheriff. They beat Inter Milan as well, I think. In that time.
I think so.
They beat Real Madrid.
Let me have a look. They've lost it into both times. I think they beat Madrid. Yeah, 2-1. They beat Madrid back in 28th of September.
Yeah, so they've been smashing it, man. Robin said you guys have such an amazing names. I appreciate that. Thank you, my man.
How do you know it's a man? Might be a girl. Thank you.
My man. Just in terms of my person, I suppose I should say.
My people.
My peoples. Grew it myself. So yeah. And then so Group E, Bayern and Benfica are through with a big one. Barcelona dropping third into the Europa League. Could we see West Ham versus Barcelona in the Europa League? You have to think West Ham would be the favourites in that.
I'd love for that to be the final and for West Ham to absolutely batter.
That would be sick.
Barca.
I'd have West Ham as the favourites in that right now.
For sure. Did you see some of the, slightly off topic, but did you see some of the comments that Junior Firpo made about Koeman?
No.
Basically saying that he spoke to Koeman about his role at Barca and stuff, and he was basically just lied to and told he wasn't performing in training, and he was messing up the kind of like the whole integrity and the structure of the team and stuff. And he was a bit like, I've not been here long enough to do any damage to this bloody team.
So Koeman's a rubbish manager,
He's
man.
A bastard, isn't he?
But it's cool to have Xavi back and managing.
Yeah.
Barcelona, but I mean, I watched the second half of the Bayern-Barca game. My lord, Bayern Munich are levels.
Yeah,
they are outrageously good. They are as good as the English teams at the moment. I think they are incredible.
I think in the last 6 games, I think it is, or the last 8 games that they've played against each other, it's currently 27-7 to Bayern.
outrageous.
I know.
That's outrageous.
Bayern have just battered them every time.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, they've obviously Bayern have gone through. Yeah, in Group F, Man United have gone through top somehow. With Villarreal and Atalanta playing at the moment.
2-0 to Villarreal.
But Villarreal will go through.
Yeah, it's currently 2-0 to Villarreal.
Atalanta will drop out into the Europa League, which is a shame because I really like Atalanta. You've got young boys obviously bottom. And then Group G, Lille and RB Salzburg making it through. Surprisingly, with Sevilla dropping out into the Europa League and Wolfsburg obviously not doing anything. And then Group H, Juventus and Chelsea going through with Zenit dropping into the Europa League. I mean, Zenit did manage to pull off a great draw against Chelsea, 3-0, a 94th minute equaliser. But yeah, I mean, it's
nice to
looking
see
pretty good. We
Juventus
got
doing something at the moment, because in Serie A they're 5th.
Yeah, I know they're not doing very well, are they?
Milan, Inter, Napoli, Atalanta, and then Juve.
Jesus,
Not good.
not good. But yeah, we got obviously all of our boys have gone through. That's what we like to see. So hopefully, I think they've all gone through in the Europa League as well. I'm not 100% sure, but that's all good. Like we're gonna. I do believe that it's gonna be an English team that wins. I think there'll be an English team that wins the Champions League. I think the Europa League, I do want West Ham to win, but I can see Dortmund or Barca doing it.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to have a look at the. There's only one English team in the Europa League.
Just West Ham.
Yeah, they're top of their group.
Oh, love that for them.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up there because we got to be off. We got stuff going on. We're busy people nowadays. Now the busy Christmas period is coming up.
I know.
And all that goodness. But thanks everyone for watching. We really appreciate you. We'll be back next Tuesday with another episode.